great performance and a great result to finish a decent season.
Yeah, really good season, Tim. You know, what we on 63 points were beat last season. Could have been 66. You know, you look at the key decisions or performances over the course of the season that we've slipped up on. We haven't made it, but I think some of the issues that we've gone through as a squad this year in injury, suspension, sale of players, etc. I think they've done fantastic. And you know, as a manager, you've sometimes got to rebuild. I didn't want to rebuild the amount of times we've rebuilt this season, but you know, to throw the gauntlet down to that new squad to say go and win as many games as you can in your last 7, to win 6 out of 7 is remarkable. And I'm so proud of, you know, all the players, all the staff, you know, everybody. They've really rallied around each other, and yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the context of the performance today, I mean, you know, Gainsboro couldn't. I mean, they did have a strong side out there. Clayton Donaldson, basically, you know, you thought some people thought they might have rested him ready for Tuesday, but basically he was out there, basically doing his best. But they didn't have an answer for us in that first half. How?
No, the first 25 minutes was good. You know, rotations, getting the ball off Potsy hitting the diag to Ethan, Keane or Keegan going inside. Little rotations again. It was brilliant going out, working out the other side, getting your shots off. Sandro closing the ball down, Max getting another goal. Brilliant. Then we stopped. And I said at half time, why have we stopped? We dropped deeper. We're asking Curtis Jones and Doddy to do what Potsy and Donohue were doing. And we just dropped. And I said at half time, listen, we've got to be brave, got to get on the front foot, get our back line to the halfway line, get Potsy and Donners dictating the play. Well, wow, second half, I think you've just seen a Michael Donohue masterclass. And Potts and Curtis Jones and Adam Dodd and everybody, you know, they really, really turn the gears and turn the screw. And, you know, great ball from young Keno, who he's a fantastic talent. Great header from Donners and a fully deserved win against a really good, dangerous side who we wish all the best in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good to see. I mean, you mentioned Donners, who was FCM Radio's choice of the Josie Fultz man of the match. And, you know, basically, I think your word of this season is mesmeric. And that's what he was. I mean, he was mercurial. He was just going through that midfield like they weren't there.
He's been gutted this season, Donners, because of the amount of injuries he's got. He just said to me he's going to pay for his own strength and conditioning coach over it. Before we got on the coach today, I put my arm around him and said, how can we maximise your performances next season? Because we need to build a team around the likes of Donners and Griff and Curtis Jones and so on. Strength and conditioning coach, trying to avoid the injuries that he's picked up this season. He's probably just had one of them years. He's got his best years ahead of him. And my Lord, he's as good as what I've seen. And Matt Bryan said he's the best midfielder in this league. And you know what the fans think of him. You know what he thinks about the football club. I know that this place will be his home for the next, you know, couple of years. Yes, we've got to do stuff behind the scenes to make sure we keep him. But you've got Michael Donohue out there who went off last week against Stafford and we couldn't do. He's missed so many games this season. Or Curtis Jones or Regan Linney or Callum Gribbin or Michael Potts or Adam Doe, whatever it will be. These are fantastic footballers and we've just been unlucky with injuries. But you can see when we've got the best players out there, there's no fluke why we beat the top sides. Bamber Bridge, South Shields, Gainsboro, Warrington, you know, you name it. But other games when our squad depth hasn't been there, Tim, we have slipped up. And we've slipped up and we've underperformed. But again, that's my plea. You know, I'm not a magician. I can't pull rabbits out of hats. We work with what we've got and we'll continue to work with what we've got because the club's financial position is the most important thing in all the football for FC United. But just imagine if in February when clubs kind of bankroll and go again and we had that opportunity, which we don't. We could be riding high. We could be in the playoffs, but we're not. But it's another great achievement for me, you know, to finish above the points total, to sell Regan Linney, to unearth gems again in Max Kane and Guy Hall from Fullwood, or, you know, work with like Dan Labercombe who's going to go out to Torquay, develop, you know, Donohue, Griffiths, you name them all. You know, you can name them all. It's been a real challenge at times, but thoroughly rewarding from myself and the staff.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Dan there. Obviously, it's so unfortunate we're going to lose him, aren't we? Could you explain the reasons why?
I hope he's not watching this because I nearly made him cry towards the end. But, you know, Dan unfortunately lost his father, you know, a couple of years ago and decided to stay educationally. He had a partner as well at the time. His mum was not on her own in Torquay, but you know, Dan's the man of the family now. And I just got an inkling a couple of weeks ago that he was going to do the right thing, in my opinion, and go home and be that family man and be there for his mum. And he's made that decision, you know, on his own, which is a terribly difficult decision to make because he wanted to stay here. He loves the football, he genuinely loves the football club. You know, the fans love him, the sing song that they sing about him. But he told me, and that was the reason why we made him captain today. It's the reason why we took him off to get an ovation. He'll be out in Milan with us. He'll be number 1 in Milan, and then we'll say goodbye to him. But when we say goodbye, we might say goodbye for now, because you just never know. You've got a connection with the club, and he's a young keeper. You never know. He's massive to replace. He's the best keeper in this league, the one above. I've said it continual times, and yes, there's been times that he's made the odd mistake, or I can demand a bit more. But on the whole, he's not just a fantastic keeper. He's a beautiful person inside and out. So professional. We'll miss him. All the lads will miss him, and we've got a little gift in there. But he's when someone leaves, someone's got to step in, and we've already been doing our recruitment for that area next season. But the challenge is, when Regan Linney leaves, can you get another striker? You're never going to replace Linney, but then you find Matt Kane. Dan Lavercombe's going to leave, you never know who you replace, and that's part and parcel of football. But for everybody connected to the football club, including me, as a manager, and my bye to him is that, thank you very much, Dan. You've been amazing. You deserve all the plaudits and accolades that come with it, and I'm sure he'll be at the presentation evening, and then we'll see, Dan in Milan for one last time, being number 1 for FC United.
Yeah, I mean, between now and then, it's a bit of a slightly strange period for FC, isn't it? Because fundamentally, our league season is finished. We've now got about sort of 5 or 6 weeks before we build up to sort of the Phoenix final. How is that going to affect your sort of like recruitment and sort of conversations around, which players basically might stay, might not be?
It's really hard, because the majority of managers are used to working tomorrow morning. The season we got relegated, the day after I'd release 15 players by lunchtime, whatever it will be. Then you start signing players. I threw a challenge down to that group in there, and I said, listen, with 7 games to go, you should be going to the Phoenix final or the Phoenix semi-final. Now, at the time, we didn't know it was at the San Siro. We had an inkling, and we told the lads they needed to step up and show that they were good enough and able to, wear the shirt with pride and do it justice. And to win 6 out of 7 in the last 7 games with the squad that we've put together, they deserve the opportunity to play in the San Siro. So yes, we're bringing in new players, but they won't be coming to the San Siro. Their new beginnings will start at FC United on the 1st of July. That group in there, including Luke Griffiths, including Alex Woolton, including Callum Gribbin, will take the plane seats, and they'll be out in Milan, and they thoroughly deserve that. And people might look and think it's an opportunity to blood new players in. No, they deserve it, and they've stepped up. Now, what happens after Milan? If 1 or 2 have got to move on, or they come back, that's myself, Brian, Mike, Tom, etc. That's our decision. But I can't ask any more. They've really, really stepped up, and they've ended the season as the form team in the league. So that's an exciting platform to build on. They go to Milan, they get around each other, and then they're all welcome back in pre-season. Whether they all come back, because people will have their own, different ideas of where they may want to play, or I may do, but they're all welcome back as we stand here now, and we're looking to add 8 or 9 recruits to it as well.
Yeah, and I don't want to put you on the spot, because I promise you I've not sort of set you up for these questions at all. So basically, I'm throwing this one at you. I mean, Gainsboro today. I could watch him all day.
He's exceptional. Now, I've had a conversation with Charlie, the Stockport. We've had a conversation with Johnny Smith. We've had a conversation with the other representatives, and there's a very, 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 very good chance that they want him to play football at FC United all the year next year. And Charlie's watched National League football this season, and he's also watched us, and he knows the way we play and how we look after players. And I'm pretty confident if I stand here and I'd shake around, he'll be back here wearing a red shirt next season. That's exciting, because he is an exceptional talent who's got a wonderful career ahead of him. Our job is to keep his feet on the ground, keep his consistency levels good, get him scoring more goals, get him to perform when at times the team doesn't perform. That'll be the making of him. But I love watching him play. I love watching him play, and he glides across the ground. He does things that I see players who can't do that. He's just a wonderful talent. And again, I go back to what I said about Dan. He's a great lad. He's a great lad. And yeah, the questions are, why is he called Keane? He wasn't named after Roy Keane. His dad named him after a big United fan. But he loves playing for it. He loves playing for the club, and you can see at the end. But he's the type of player that we want at this football club. And our recruitment this summer is built around that age bracket. It's built around that pace and power. Hopefully, we can get there with the finances, but we're not sure. We'll have to wait and see what the members decide on. But that's the DNA of the player that we want, and we've had over the years. But yeah, he's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and just to finish, obviously we've got the awards evening on the 12th of May. It's a Friday. I think there's about 20 tickets left. They've gone really well, so it's nearly a sellout. I know you've got some thoughts on sort of managers player of the year. I know the players have voted today for the players player of the year. There's probably a good half dozen sort of like fans of players player of the year. Oh, sorry, players of the year for the Russell Delaney Award. It's going to be a hard choice, isn't it?
There's a reason why Dan Lavercombe, Curtis Jones, Michael Potts, Adam Dodd, Charlie Ennis, Regan Linney, whoever it may be, pick themselves every week because they do the right things inside and outside of football. They look after themselves, and I have no doubt that it'll be one of them. I might be wrong. It could be Guy Holt who does things right. There's other lads in there that I call it medicine. When we came off the park at Morpeth away, and I said, whatever medicine Adam Dodd has to inject that intensity and motivation into his game, others need to take the same medicine. And at times we use that as a, kind of just a word, but it's that burn, it's that bit inside you. Who wants to do that extra bit? And that's why these players have played the amount of games higher up or this level consistently for the last how many years. There's lads underneath that, your Guy Halls, your Jan Palinkas, your Ethan Vaughns, your Dante Gabidon, your Keane Baruch, your Max Keynes, etc., etc. I've used Michael Donohue in that bracket before, who have now got to find that tonic, who've got to go and play 400 or 500 games at this level and become the best, because Curtis Jones hasn't just switched it on this season. He's the best. He's unbelievable. Michael Donohue's the best. He's unbelievable because they've got up to the level, and that's our work now to get these lads up to the level, because if we can eradicate Liversedge, Nantwich, Stafford's, them performances that we haven't hit our heights, because we can look and I'll go that full trust that I know these lads having a bad time on the ball, they won't have a bad time off the ball, and that's the recruitment we've got to do. But I'll tell you now, Tim, I've worked with some squads, but I'm really enjoying working with this group at the minute. They're hungry, they love playing for the football club. Money's not the driving factor, and our job is to try and develop.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they could all play with the smile that Keane plays with for 90 minutes, then
it's infectious. But you've seen that smile, and the radio just asked me, the lads, we've won 11 away from home this season. Did he mean to underperform on a Saturday 3 o'clock? Did he mean not to win first game of the season? Young lads, listen to noise. I say ignore the noise. You're only listening to the noise of a handful of people, but it gets in their heads, and I want them to play pressure free. Listen, at football, any level of football, you're going to play with a certain element of pressure. But you've seen these lads, the shackles are off now, and hopefully we can win more home games next season. 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Hopefully we can win as many away games. Hopefully we can get in the playoffs. Hopefully we can win the first game of the season. Unfortunately, as a manager, I don't have that PlayStation control, and I can't control what goes on there. I can only try and build what's going to be exciting and get us the right results. And we've built really well. And listen, Tim, at times I've snapped back at people on the radio or on the media side. It's only because I want to do well. It's because I'm passionate, and I don't like losing games of football, and I want more, And sometimes, people have got a right to have a pot back, because that's part and parcel of football. But it's not for trying, not for want of trying. We work our socks off behind the scenes, and we'll continue to work hard if we're still here to make this football club, what it should be, and get us back into the next level. So, we'll see. But I'll finish on this, Tim. I'll just say, I want to say thank you to everybody, to yourself in particular, to Paul Hurst, who's on the programme notes, the radio team, everyone who's played the part, fans, the players, the staff, everybody this season. When I said to the lads in there, you've all come on your own individual journeys this season. You'll know where that is. Going right back to Adam Dodd, looking at what happened at the start of the football year, to maybe Keegan Hartley, who's been released at Barnsley, to Keane Baruch at Stockport in the under-18s, Faizu Sangare at Wolves, who's come out, Max Kane, who was in the doldrums at Clitheroe and at Barn Oldswick, Dan Lavercombe, myself and my dad. Everyone's come on different journeys. But what's really nice today is that we've all come together on the final day of the season to celebrate the journey we've come on. We've finished above what we finished on last season. That's a real achievement for me. And that group in there have got something spectacular to look forward to. And that's to play in one of the most iconic stadiums in the world, in the San Siro. And they deserve that. I just wish I was still a player, because I can't even imagine what it's like. But they deserve it, and hopefully we see as many Reds out in Milan. I know it's expensive. I know you've dedicated all your money to the club this season, either through boost the budget or on match day, or put your money behind the bar, whatever it'll be. But if there is some money hiding under your pillow or underneath your bed, please get out to Milan, because this is going to be a spectacular event, and hopefully we can come back with a trophy, which will be a dream come true.
Okay, looking forward to it. Until then, congratulations, great performance today, and see you in a few weeks.
Thanks, Tim. Brilliant.
Cheers. So, Donohue, once again, you've been chosen by FCO Radio as the Joseph Holt's man of the match. Congratulations. It was a great performance all round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think we started off really well for the first 20-25 minutes. We absolutely dominated them all over the park. We're really good up front, loads of movement, getting it in midfield. Me and Potsy were controlling the game, and obviously got a well-deserved goal. But then the pen was a little bit dubious for them. Didn't exactly agree with that decision, but that got them back into it, and they ended the first half strong. But I think then we came out second half and we dominated again.
Yeah, I mean, you could see sort of like in that sort of like that period from when they got given the penalty, all the way through to half time, they looked like a team who were in playoff contention, didn't they?
Yeah, they're a good team. And I remember when they came to our place and played us then, they were good. Then you can see obviously why they've done so well this season. But I think we deserve the win.
Yeah, and your performance in particular, I mean, obviously you were right in the heart of that. You were playing number 4, but it felt like you were playing a bit more advanced than that.
Yeah, I think obviously me and Potsy kind of like dovetail. Sometimes he sits and I can run around, and sometimes he runs around and I sit for him. So we've got a good relationship like that where we work together, and allows me to kind of get on the ball and run around when the game gets a bit more open.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably running around is underselling what you were doing, to be fair, because you were gliding through the centre of that park with the ball. I mean, there's a number of times where you just went past 2 or 3 players and you could see they were just sort of like left trailing behind you, watching you, basically go off. Obviously, cap your performance with a goal.
Yeah, obviously brilliant cross from Keane. Corners are something we've worked on, especially in the last few months, and we've obviously scored quite a few off corners in the latter part of the season, so long may that continue.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was delicious, basically. Sort of Keane played it in with his left foot, curling across. I mean, to be fair, you were marked, weren't you? You found space.
Yeah. So obviously that run round the back where I time it late, and like I say, that's what we've been working on in training. The ball was perfect, so I was lucky enough to be on the end of it. Yeah,
and it was a deep ball into that box, but you headed it straight back across goal. The goalkeeper got a touch on it for people who didn't see it.
Yeah.
But the power was just so much that he couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think obviously the cross was perfect. So all I had to do was just place it with my head and just put like a little bit of power on to beat the keeper. So thank God it went in.
Yeah, and obviously great to see you back out on the pitch. Obviously, sort of like we've seen you, and then you'd sort of missed a couple of games, and you're back today. How are you feeling generally?
It's not 100%. I've still the ankle's not 100%, but it's getting to obviously last part of the season where I weren't sitting out and watching from the sidelines. So I'm just thankful now for a little bit of rest and get myself 100% fit for next season.
Well, before that, there's a small match of the Phoenix Trophy final.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the San Siro?
Yeah, really looking forward to. Obviously, the opportunity is like amazing. I can't believe a club at our levels getting a chance to play the San Siro. So the lads are really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, of all sort of like the places to play football in the world, it's got to be up there in the top 10, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be like unbelievable. Like I said, we'll take a lot of fans. Then it'll be an absolute unbelievable atmosphere, unbelievable time, and we'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and obviously going out there to win.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. So it's all right playing in it. We want to win a trophy in the San Siro.
Yeah, I mean, just obviously out of pure curiosity, you're obviously a very fit sort of lad. Typically, I know you're very much into your fitness. What's the plan going to be between? Because obviously it's weird, kind of like we've ended our league season, and then we've got 5-6 weeks until we play.
Yeah, obviously I'll keep myself fit. I feel like I don't need too much of a rest as such, because I've not played an awful lot this season. Obviously, I'll let the ankle have a bit of time, but soon I'll get back on the bike, get back on the machine, keep my fitness up in that, and then look to pick the running up after a few weeks.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, let you get back and get changed and whatnot. So, congratulations once again, Mike. You're the Joseph Holt's man of the match as chosen by FCO Radio.
Cheers, thank you very much.